Ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. The race starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome. It is Friday night. That means it's time for the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series to take the grid. I'm James J., joined by Trevor Mack. Tonight we are here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 113 laps, race number 2 of the season. After a great win last week from Michael Samia, tonight we have 23 trucks to take the field with a late shower, Justin Thaler, just in time. Welcome everybody around the world to the Midwest Motorsports YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. We'll be checking in with the chat, so don't be scared to chat us up. Trevor Mack, what do you think we're going to see from Vegas tonight?
I'm really not sure. Vegas is a hard track to drive, but in the sense that it's really easy to drive. You're on the throttle so much here. You really don't have to lift much unless you're trying to save your tire, so it leaves it up to putting everything on the driver to try and figure out ways to be faster than everyone without necessarily using the flat-out speed of your car. So we'll see who's figured out how to save their tires, how to figure it out, save their fuel possibly. And hopefully not a lot of cautions.
Yeah, you never know with these truckers. The guys are figuring it out as Barney starts to roll out on our pace lap after missing last week and a manufacturer change this season. Dustin Reinstedel has put it on the pole, narrowly eking out Ian Silva for the front row by 0.04 seconds. So Ian Silva right on the tails for one lap speed. Robert Sanders, Lee Kiernan, row 2. Keith Hurlbut, Jason Phillips, row 3. Row 4, Michael Samia, Eric Thaler. Row 5, CJ Barzak and Justin Glickner. Ran out the top 5. Trying to scroll through the rest of them. We're going to go green. 3 sets of tires on the floor. So, based on the fuel mileage, Trevor, we're going to be able to take tires every time?
Yeah, 113 laps. You can get about 28 laps to a tank here, given that's all green flag laps. So it pretty much works out that you can take a set of tires each time. But if there's cautions, you might want to try and save a set to have a set at the end if there's a late green flag run.
That's it. Congrats to, once again, Dustin Reinstedel for putting it on the pole. But now it's time to go racing. And here they come across the start-finish line for the first time as we are green flag racing in the Truck Series. 20 degrees of banking in the corners, 9 degrees on the straights. We'll see how long it takes for them to fan out. Great to see such a big field, 22 cars tonight, including more than one newcomer tonight for the first time. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about a lot of our Road Series guys who have joined us tonight.
Oh, they're already wrecking.
What did we miss?
It looked like a 51 possibly. I'm not sure.
Oh no, Ian from the front row. From the penthouse to the outhouse, as they say.
There's 2 cars in the wall. One looked like the 51. I'm not sure who else was with him right in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
Yep, he's missing. Now we got to find him. Sorry about this.
51 in the 5, maybe.
It's a 6 of Robert Sanders down low. You did say 3 and 4, right?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, right there.
Oh, all by himself.
Yeah, it looks like he just got looped in the center of the turn, cold tires, I guess, and went around on.
Yep, not qualifying anymore. Let's see if he can do it without losing a lap. I think he's going to be able to get out just in time.
They probably had to use a faster pair though. So first lap of the race using a faster pair, not good. Not good start for the 51.
Well, let's go ahead and get that one out of the way. Then we'll go green flag racing. Looks like Kyle Ryan may have got a piece of that too in the 13. Lee Kiernan being shown a lap down. Nicholas Aslan.
Nick Aslin in the 48 and Mike Harris in the 40 both had to start from the pit. So
That's right.
this caution should have helped them catch up to the group if they didn't go a lap down right at the start there, which I think they're all right.
And Justin Thaler also being shown 2 laps down. Maybe we'll let timing reset, but looks like a lot
Yeah,
of
not sure what's
argy
going on.
early in the race.
Did Justin maybe never start? Did he sit in the pits and not get going? I'm not sure. And now it's putting Nick Aslin 3 laps down, so I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, never mind. Fixed itself. We're good.
There we go. Yeah, I think sometimes SDK is a little behind. Yes, all good. Don't all you Justin Thaler fans, Nicholas Aslan fans out there, don't worry. We're all on the same lap. Everybody's good to go. Got to admit that 48 Exalta paint looks good. So one of the things that is exciting to report is the number of drivers that have come over from the Road Series. For the first time tonight, Christopher Hopper finally got promoted to a D license and is able to join us. I had to work extra hard to get it, but was able to make it happen for tonight. So welcome to the league, Hopper. I'm sure, Trevor, the first time you had to choose inside lane or outside lane might have been something new to you. These road guys seem to have picked that up. It looks like Christopher Hopper chose the outside lane, whether he did it on purpose or not. We'll go ahead and say that he did it on purpose.
Yeah, the leader gets to pick. Everyone else just follows an order for
Everyone else follows. Okay. So it's not okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but Christopher Hopper's got a lot of success on the road side, so it's quite a few of them that have come over, and I'm really interested to see how they perform this year, how quickly they can get accustomed to these oval tracks.
Me too. So far, CJ Barzak finished 7th last week.
Yeah, great run
on him.
Yeah, the 19 had a good run last week too.
So welcome to everybody to the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. Signups are always free and always open. Justin Reinstedel gets a big jump this time on the 6 of Robert Sanders. Keith Hurlbut in the 19 holds on. Now he gets into 2nd, down low.
Side by side for 5th place or 4th place here, the 10 of Mike Samia, 88 of Jason Phillips. Mike Samia's last week's winner. Rocking a new Gatorade paint this week. Looks like they're all single file already.
Didn't take long, just count the laps down, right? I mean, for the first few laps, first couple segments of the race, at least. To be there at the end, you got to make it to the end.
Yeah, I think you really want to be on that inside line for your tires, so people are probably trying to make their way down there, don't really want to be running on the outside, especially not be running side by side with somebody because you'll really heat up the tires that way.
Oh, Keith Hurlbut going inside. Dustin Reinstedel with the block. Blocking hard early in the race. You called it. The 19 had a good show last week. He's doing it again this week. Michigan, not too different from Vegas. You know, high banking, flat out on new tires.
Yeah, you can definitely go full throttle here if you want to. You might not necessarily want to because you might regret it about halfway through the run when you've got no tires left. But You can hold it to the floor at the beginning for sure.
Riding with Michael Samia as he crosses the line. Top two cars use the apron. Robert Sanders stays on the track. Into turn one we go. And Samia doesn't quite have enough to get by Robert Sanders yet. See how they fan out into turn three. Sanders and Samia stay up high. Justin Reinstedt will go down low as they come across the start-finish line one more time. Sanders now on the attack.
Looking to the inside of Hurlbut there, going for second place. Should be an easy pass once you get to the inside. Can't really hold the car on the outside with the lack of grip up there.
And clear the race for the... It's not over yet.
Yeah,
Race for
crossover.
Hurlbut comes right back at him. Shoves him up high into the marbles.
Getting a little closer. But Sanders takes the spot back. And now Keith Hurlbut's under attack from Mike Samia.
And Jason Phillips this time with the front row seat.
Yeah, these top five have kind of pulled away. So I'm not sure if the other guys are putting more tire saving in, but I guess we'll see at the end of the run if these guys start to fall back. Because you're in the throttle so much here, if you make one mistake and have to lift, the guys behind you are just going to catch right back up. I'd say 95% of the time you're really on the throttle at this track.
Second group of cars now. This is the fight for 7th through 11th. Ian Bacaitis, road racer, in the 22. Lee Winters in the 45. James Olabison in the 90. And Norm Snyder in the 28.
Chasing Justin Glickler in the 21 right now. Seems like maybe he's holding them up as they run double wide behind them.
Ian Bacaitis in the number 22.
Looks like they might go 3 wide. I wouldn't really suggest that, but they're thinking about it.
And he gets around the 21 of Justin Glickner. Like you said, it was inside and had to go. Justin Glickner's paint looks awesome. MGD 21's Friday night. Bottoms up. Justin Glickner.
Now they are.
And Norm. They are going 3 wide.
Almost 4 wide, but
Norm, Norm passes them both on the apron. Opportunistic move for the 28. It's time for Norm Snyder to head to the front. I like this aggressive Norm.
Yeah, it worked out well for him. Holding back a few laps, watching them duke it out, let his tires cool down, and then just passes them all. And we got another caution.
Let it rip. Who's dropping? James Olabison.
The 90, it looks like.
Looks like, yep.
We were just watching them on our screen. It was right behind these guys. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, backwards.
Yep, he's going the wrong way. Good on you for staying up high, though. Oh, he gets into it with Justin Glickner. See what happens. Others set up.
$90 running the low line. I'm assuming somebody's going to get loose here.
Right, and this is just after Norm passed them both.
Oh, yeah. 21 starts getting squirrely.
Yeah, they both, and then 9 comes up into the 21.
Just a little bit of contact, but sometimes that's all it takes. If there's not much grip, or if maybe you got the force feedback on your wheel set really high, a little tap like that is enough to jerk your wheel around and send you into the wall.
And what's it like when the truck starts oscillating and you get that, the tank slapper effect.
I mean,
Just
you
keep
kind of
offline
start
trying
to,
to catch it.
yeah, you start to panic a little bit, and it looked like maybe the 90 just overcorrected it there. Yeah, it's hard to tell which way you should be turning the wheel in those instances because the truck might be going towards the wall, so you turn it left, and that just gets you more loose, and next thing you know, you're backwards.
Good hard racing up to that point, though. Justin Glickner lost a couple spots, maybe trying to keep the 90 down low. The 90 came up, but again, by the time the contact was made, Glickner was all the way up against the wall. So just momentary misjudgment there. Does anybody take pits? Take
Yeah,
time?
we got about half the field pit. It looks like the top 9 have stayed out, everybody else pit. So we're about halfway through a fuel run at this point. It'll be interesting to see now if these guys have fresh tires, which actually kind of looks like maybe they took fuel only, but half the field is now going to have a full tank, and the other guys are going to have to pit in about 15 more laps.
Kyle Ryan was the first one to take fuel. So this could play out to his advantage. How are you going to make this work, Trevor, from a strategy point? Okay, I'm topped off. Do I go long on this first set of tires and then maybe save a set later?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Although it's looking like I think everybody who pit just took fuels just based off their pit time. So everyone should still be on even tires. I don't really get why the leader stayed out here. If it goes green, it might work out okay. But if it were me, I would have pit.
And taking just fuel as well?
Yeah, just fuel. I mean, it's too early to use up a set of tires based off how fast they wear. If it's only been half a run plus the caution we had at the beginning, right call to not take tires, but I would have put for fuel.
Roger that. Well, we appreciate you spending your time with me in the booth here, bringing us all the great action instead of being out on the track.
Yeah, I hope it does go green the rest of the way now because it'd be interesting to see how these two different strategies play out.
I agree. I'm with you. Only natural cautions this season in both of the oval seasons, from stage racing to competition cautions in the past. Now we're all natural for the Truck Series and the Cup Series. Right now, Dustin Reinstedel has led from the pole. And don't look now, but that number 10 Gatorade truck of Michael Samia is on the outside of the front row with Jason Phillips, another great oval racer, in the 88 right behind him.
As Mia says, he wants to make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, buddy. He lost 10 horsepower by taking the JJ The Voice paint off, but can't blame him. That was a great show of respect. I'm glad we got to win. Side by side now, up high for Michael Samia. Dustin Reinstedel, the white line is his friend. Jason Phillips going to hang with him. Trying to get a slipstream down the back stretch.
Yeah, it looks like you might be able to pull off this pass on the outside, which is definitely hard to do, but I'm wondering if Dustin's still taking it easy a little bit, thinking he'll just pass him back in a few laps once the tires start to wear, but impressive move from the outside there by the 10 of Mike Samia.
And a bonus point for leading a lap.
Hasn't quite got the lead yet, though. Dustin's holding on strong.
That was the main stretch that they just went across. So it's the back stretch. I think he gets going to get credit for leading that lap.
Yeah, led that lap. I think Jason Phillips is thinking he wants a bonus point for leading the lap as well if these guys can stay side by side. Sneak right by him like Norm did earlier. Speaking of Norm, he's now in 4th place.
There he is. Norm's definitely has a lot of fan favorites. I'm one of them. Huge Norm Snyder fan. Long overdue for a win.
Dustin's moved to the high side right in front of him. Trying to take the lead back from Mike Samia. Another caution.
Outside as well. And with caution.
I don't know who's dropping back here.
Ian Bacaitis.
No, it looks like towards the back of the pass, maybe
Michael Harris.
DJ Barzak, Lee Kiernan around there. I'm not sure.
Kyle Ryan.
Yeah, Kyle Ryan seems to be dropping back quite a bit.
Michael Harris. Let's see what happened. Looking at Michael Harris, I'm not sure if this is exactly what he got in the wreck. Do you want to Ian Silva's up ahead?
I think he's around here. If we stay on this one, we should be able to see.
I think he might have got a piece of it.
55 is blinking.
There's the 13. Kyle Ryan on the outside. They go 3 wide. And there, 13 just barely got into him. Again, it looks like the 40 was blinking as well.
You see that again?
Yep, I'm working on it from the 13's point of view. Maybe a chopper.
40 had a run on the 13. They're 3 wide. I'm assuming somebody. Yeah, I mean, the 13 had a lot of room up at the top of the track. He probably didn't know that they're 3 wide.
Luckily, the thing went. That was a quick return to pits, trying to keep from anybody else getting involved in his mess. So, thanks for that, Kyle.
So it seems like the other half of the drivers that didn't pit last time pit this time with everyone else staying out. Although Mike Samia is still the leader, so
You're not fitted.
yeah, he's maybe got 10 laps of fuel left if he's lucky, so not sure what that's about.
Well, we will find out.
And a couple people did take tires this time. There's a few people now at the back of the pack, maybe 5 or 6 drivers that are on new tires, so we'll see how easy they can maneuver around these guys that are still on the old sets.
Including your previous leader, Dustin Ryanstedel, Jason Phillips.
Yeah, so Dustin, it looks like, is the first one on new tires in 11th place.
Robert Sanders, Nick Aslin, all took tires. You're absolutely right. The thing I'm worried about for the number 10 car is if we go green flag, the pit cycles, he's at risk of going a lap down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we've had 3 cautions already in 25 laps, so it's seeming like this might be a bit of a caution fest here, but I can't make sense of that call. He's got to be running on fumes pretty soon. But hey, he's got more wins than I do, so what do I know, right?
Right, but I wouldn't question him either. Concerned about Ian Bacaitis. Looks like he has left the world, unfortunately. Trying to get back up front. There we go.
Yeah, Ian Bacaitis 8 laps down. So maybe disconnected.
All right, field exits turn 3. And Michael Samia steps on the pedal, and Eric Thaler and Justin Glickner. Justin Glickner, who was involved in that earlier crash, now cycles up to the front. And Eric Thaler and Justin Thaler, the Thaler brothers, with Glickner in the front. Let's see if they can use their track position to their advantage and keep it. I hope so.
The Thailers have been running towards the back this whole race, so I'm assuming that they've been on ultra tire saving mode. So we'll see how much more speed they've got than these guys that have been running up front. Mike Samia holding strong out front though. Impressed by that. Although Eric Thaler's taking an inside look on him right now.
Here he comes. No tires for the 15 yet either. He's still on the same tires that he started the race with. He is.
Yep.
Topped off on fuel.
Oh, another caution.
And here we go. Who did we lose this time?
21.
Norm.
Oh,
Norm's on his lid.
Norm, what'd you do, buddy?
A rail slide.
Oh, wow. Number of cars involved.
Three
The
wide
6,
again.
the 55. 3 wide. 3 wide's never good. At least not here.
It's really hard.
So the 6 shot
Yep.
high to make it 3 wide. And we'll see what happens here into turn 1.
The 55.
Just a little too close. 55 comes up the track. Takes them both out. Norm going around on his door.
He gets hit in the tailgate. The underside of his tail. Defying all physics and gravity.
Yeah.
Thanks, iRacing. It is a 50-50 grind. Well, heel side.
Well, the 10's finally pitting. A couple of drivers probably going to need a fast repair there.
Yep.
And the Thaler brothers up to the front.
Front row for the Thailers. Then Glickner holds it on. Some other guys coming into pit in addition to Michael Samia. Oh, nope, that's Norm and Kyle, CJ.
Yeah, looks like a few guys who are running at the back, coming in and topping off on fuel. Always a good call.
Craig Nagy's going to get a lap back, I think. Lucky dog.
Well, he was involved in the caution, so I don't think iRacing will give that one to him.
Good point. All right.
Yeah, it's probably nobody getting the lucky dog if Ian Bakaitis is out of the race.
Lap 31, everybody's got fuel. It looks like now everybody, no, Eric and Justin still are on old tires, or as well as Justin Glickner.
Yeah, a couple of people at the very front, top 5 maybe, are still on their original set. So it's going to be a wild restart here. 15 chooses the outside.
Who's keeping count? Is that number 3, caution 3?
I think that's 4. Number 4.
All right. Now let's say that we've got those out of the way. 22 trucks started, 21 trucks still racing.
Last time we raced here was back in season 6, so a lot's changed since then, but I believe we had nine cautions in that race, so hopefully we don't get up to that number.
I agree. I hope not. Happy birthday in the NASCAR world to Wally Dallenbach, born on this day. I'm not going to say how many years ago. Don't want to embarrass him. But we are going to have another restart. As on the outside, Eric Thaler in the 15 gives it gas and lets it rip.
It looks like Justin held up the inside line a little bit there. Didn't get a great start. Allows Eric to just drive away.
And they spread out 2 wide from third.
Dustin
Ian
Ryan
still
still
nice.
11.
Yeah.
He's on fresh tires, so he should be able to easily work his way through these guys up to fifth already.
But those several laps being in the middle of the pack, but angry pack early in the race, not ideal situation for them to be in, but they've survived and they found their way back up to the front. The Thaler's last pitted on 16, so they should be good to about lap 45 or so. Another 10 or 11 laps.
Dustin going for second place already inside of Justin Taylor. Makes that pass look easy. And he's got his sights set on the leader now, wants to take the lead back.
Dustin definitely no stranger to be up front, leading the pack. The tire differential making him look good right now, at least.
It's our last season's champion right there.
That's right. That's right. If you missed the cool down lap on Monday, we had a great chat with Dustin and your Cup Series champion, Ty Williams. So go back and listen to it. Ant Castor asked some great questions.
Now if I'm Dustin, I know I'm on fresh tires. I've got a whole slew of guys on older tires behind me. I would just be going as fast as I can to stay in front of them and not burning up any more of my stuff, because they're going to have the tire advantage later, and you're going to want to have as much as you can left on your truck to be able to hold them back.
Yeah, that's right. Lee Kiernan, Jason Phillips, battling it out. I think this is for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, and the 6th that was just in that wreck, so I'm assuming he must be on new tires as well, taking advantage of that. He slides up in front of the 88 of Jason Phillips.
Yes, came in at lap 24.
We got the number 7, Chris Thaler, in this group as well. Good run for him. Nick Aslin in the 48 trying to sneak by on the outside. Ooh, close move there. And they're looking at going 3 wide again.
Down the front stretch. Jason Phillips down low on the inside.
It's risky.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like every caution we've seen has been caused by someone trying to go 3 wide, but
Yep.
there we go.
Oh. Taylor, Nicholas Aslin. And then the next victims of the 3 wide tango. 3's a crowd.
Sorry, Nick and Chris Thaler. We just commentator cursed you there.
I mean, if you're 3 wide, who backs out? Looks like Jason Phillips actually did back out. You can see the 88 up ahead. Tries to get out, maybe just gets out of the way, so he didn't bow out. 7.
Yeah, they
comes
survived the 3 wide. I don't know what happened here on
Yeah.
the backstretch to
We're about to find out.
contact. So the 88 comes up. Somebody hits the wall. The 2 hits the wall.
I think the 7 was following the 88 and didn't know the 48 was there.
Yeah, I don't know if the 48 just came down a little bit. You see a car or a truck hit the wall in front of you, you see a bit of smoke and some sparks. Natural instinct is to move down and then the 7 was 8 there. So I'm not sure if that's what happened. Couldn't really tell from that angle.
I can't find Chris Taylor. There he is.
We watched the replay. A number of cars come to pit road. Most of the field, it looks like. Yeah, this should be good.
I think he was just following the 88 up.
Yeah, it might have been a
was
bit
there.
of net code there because I saw a gap between those two trucks. It didn't look like they were actually making contact to begin with. So yeah, just one of those deals.
That would be the right front.
Unless we can get an aerial view from the chopper, the blimp here. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. Just a small misjudgment is all it
Yeah.
takes. Looks like they both survived, though. Chris Taylor stays on the track. He's going to restart second.
Yeah, we got our top 8 stayed out. Everybody's on different tires, different fuel strategy at this point. It's hard to keep track now what's going on. Jason Phillips has not pit since lap 24. So he's got one of the smaller amounts of fuel out of these leaders. Ian Silva in 3rd place hasn't pit since lap 16, so he's got to be coming to pit road soon.
Survival of the fittest?
At this point, yeah. I mean, you got the 7 that was just involved in that already up on the outside of the front row here, so it's seeming like it's going to be one of those races that's a lot of cautions. I hope that doesn't come true, but if I were the drivers out there, I would be taking it easy right now, let things calm down a bit, and then see where you're at with about 30 laps to go.
So Brian Stedel came in to get fuel only that time for Justin Reinstedel, Robert Sanders as well.
I think Eric Thaler is the first truck on new tires from that stop, and he is in 13th place.
And Justin should be right there with him. Yep. Also taking tires for the first time. All right. Let's try it again. Re-rack him. 88 should have the field. There he goes. Ian Silva gets a good jump as well. He's going to jump the 7 of Chris Taylor. Michael Samia is next in line. He gets around Chris. And look at this, Christopher Hopper. After avoiding some chaos early in the race, Christopher Hopper.
Where'd he come from?
Yep. Minding his own business, getting it done. Stopped at lap 24, got tires. So not far off the strategy.
Yeah, the 48's still right there as well, so I guess the 48, 7, come in, get tires, use a faster pair if you have to, and head right back out. 69 smartly backs out of the 3-wide situation there. You don't want to be 3-wide middle.
Very good. Learned. Now they're looking
almost 4-wide.
Thank you, Eric, for thinking better of that. Lee Kiernan in the 5. I know Hopper's going to feel overwhelmed right now. Just hold your line, Hopper. Let them go drive around you. They'll find their way.
Sometimes you just got to think through who you're racing around for a second. You see the Christopher Hopper out there. You know this is his first race. Maybe think twice about going 3-wide with him. You never know.
Justin Taylor probably being more patient than others, does not bump draft him and push him out of the way. Just be patient, get around him. Lots of racing left. Hopper, I know we will be talking about him again, if not today, sometime this season for sure. Hopper's a fast learner.
Mike Smia back to the lead.
Won't take him long. The 10 has worked his way back to the front around the 88.
Yeah, so Samia in the 10 has about 6 lap newer tires than these guys around him soon, so it makes sense that he would pull ahead.
And Chris Taylor holding his own on Ian Silva and Dustin Reinstadel, at least for now. Ian drops down low, and we have an aggressive number 6 looking low. The 11 chops his nose off, but he's not going to be able to do it. Next time, Dustin Reinstadel trying to find a way to work it.
So Robert Sanders is not one to just sit behind somebody and ride. He'll take the gap he can get here.
But missed a chance. Dustin Reinstadel going to work his way around Chris Taylor, and we're yellow. Who's dropping this time? Eric Taylor.
Eric Taylor, Lee Kiernan are on there. And we're not even halfway through this, and it'd be hard to find somebody that hasn't had some bit of trouble tonight.
Looks like they're okay. Let it play out and see if we find any trucks pointing in the wrong direction.
Chris Humper looks like I'm really not. Hard to tell from that race control here.
Was it Hopper?
He's all the way back in 22nd.
Uh-oh. Well, I took the screen off of it, so you can't blame us. This time, at least. Is he fighting with?
Oh, him and Norm. Through the grass.
They say that was a pretty good save. I'm not sure why Hopper went right back to the pits. Norm didn't.
When it's your first race, sometimes you're not really sure what to do. You probably could have stayed out, but it happens. He'll figure it out. A few more guys.
That's live action now in the pits. Norm. Do you get some repairs?
51 finally pits after not pitting since lap 16.
Good on you, Ian. Hopper's made it back on the track. That's good news. Does not look like he lost a lap, so all's well. Just outside the top 10 in P11, so good on you, Hopper.
We had a few cars stay out. I think about eight trucks stayed out on that caution. Again, strategy just all over the place.
There's no way of predicting this now. It takes a mathematician with a spreadsheet like Larry Max to figure out whose strategy is on, who's on what strategy. 22 cars. I think there's 22 different strategies right now.
Looks like Norm parked it after that wreck. He's showing as out of the race now, so that's too bad for Norm. He had some speed today.
I know that he also had I think there's a 15x rule for a drive-through, and then 3x after that's another drive-through. So he might have been right up there on that 15x and just.
Yeah, well, he would have had to use his fast repair when he was upside down, and then you never know driving through the grass how much damage that caused. If you got a long wait time for those repairs, sometimes you just disconnect rather than wait 15 minutes for your truck to be repaired.
Just belly up to the bar. Switch it over to the YouTube channel. I'll watch the rest of the race with us. Lights are out on the pace truck.
Yes, the top 10 all stayed out. The 11 with 10 lap newer tires and the 10 are leader. Actually, the 10 has the oldest tires, so he's got tires from lap 30. Everybody else who stayed out in the top 10 has the tires on lap 40. So might just get swallowed up by the pack here. We'll see.
We shall see. Once again, thanks to everybody on YouTube. I see you. We'll get back with you before this race is over, but keep chatting us up, man. It's great to see all the support out here from some of these road guys. Number 7 is still in it, but right now, number 10, Michael Samia, restarts us off. Dustin Reinstell and Robert Sanders. Robert Sanders in the 6 gets in front. Lee Kiernan in the 5 and Keith Hurlbut as well has found his way back to the front. Keith's been fast again tonight here. We got Olavison and Nicholas Aslan has made his way back in the 48. Exalta running the high line.
It looks like they're going 3 wide for second place here.
3 wide.
Trying 3 wide. Dustin backs out. Smart move.
Absolute madness. Chaos in these truck races. Everybody's going for it from lap 1. The racing is so intense. It's so much fun.
Yeah, still got over halfway to go in this race. And just sometimes it gets so frustrating when it's hard to pass that you'll take any opportunity you can. So if there's 2 guys slowing up in front of you and you can take it 3 wide and try and pass both of them, sometimes you just say to hell with it and take your chances.
Riding along with Keith Hurlbut gets a big run upon the back of Dustin Reinstedel. Looking left, looking right, trying to find a way around. Dustin Reinstedel throws a block. Hurlbut trying to find out where to go. As the racing up ahead of Reinstedel heats up with Lee Kiernan and Robert Sanders chasing Michael Samia. So you're riding along with 4th place right now. And again, Dustin Reinstedel throws a block. Hurlbut has that mid-corner speed. Just powers through right up to the back bumper as they come across the line one more time, side by side. Justin Glickner now crosses the line with Keith and James Olavison right behind him.
It's a pretty good battle for 5th place right here. James Olavison had a good run last week as well. Continue side by side here. Keith Hurlbut in the 19's got the preferred bottom line. The 21 holding steady on the outside. Now they're trying to get around Dustin Reinstedel. I feel like Dustin's got to be just saving his stuff right now. He's probably one of the best at that in the field. No need to tear up your stuff this early. If people want to pass you, let them go.
Yeah, I've never seen Dustin just let anybody go. Although right now it doesn't look like Keith Hurlbut was going to get by him. Side by side they go into turn 3 this time. Let's see if Hurlbut can hold the spot over the 11. And slide up in front. He does not slide him. Instead, playing it safe, which I don't blame him. We are 2 wide, 4 rows deep for the lead. These truck races are awesome. How can you not be smiling?
Oh no!
Hurlbut.
19's in the wall.
Oh, we called it. Oh,
He's having such a good run.
who's he with?
The 90 of James Olavison. I don't think they were 3 wide this time, but thinking somebody didn't know somebody else was there. Yeah, the 90 just came off the wall a little bit, and 19 was right there, just hooked him in the right rear quarter panel. It's like the 19 got the worst of that.
Just the slightest of touch is all it takes. He goes right around like a record, baby.
Starting to wonder if any of these drivers still have 0x.
Great question. We got some takers for pit lane once again. Who's going to stay out? Looks like Justin Taylor in the number 2 car will stay out.
Yeah, the 88 stay out, but it looks like our leaders and most of the field is coming to pit road. It's so hard to know where we're at with the tires and everything, but I don't think anyone's on their second set yet, so maybe somebody's taking their second set of tires right now. See a long pit stop from the 10. He's definitely got tires. And looks like just about everybody who pit here took 4 tires. Top 7 trucks stayed out.
Jason Phillips stays out. One of those drivers that stays out, like you say, along with Lee Winters. We haven't talked about Lee much tonight. Looks like his last stop was at lap 49, so along with Justin and Jason. So he's right on here. These are the lap 49 pitters. Like you said, Trevor, down to 7th place. So a little early for them to pit yet. 49, 11 laps, 12 laps on their tires. They're good to go for their 15 laps or so. I wouldn't mind Duncan right now. After 7th, and we got Brendan Hornish.
CJ Barzak back
And
up towards
CJ.
the front. The 55, I thought I saw he was out of the race, but I guess not, because he's in 7th place right now.
Way to go, Craig. Hanging in there. I know Craig Nagy's got some fans on YouTube checking him out. We're all pulling for you, Nagy.
Again, the leader takes the outside here, which is probably preferred as long as you can actually get a jump ahead of the car to your inside.
I don't know who Lee 75 is, but friend of Craig Nagy. And he says the skinny pedal on the right is the one that makes it go forward, Craig. So
it's a good tip.
Just in case you needed some fast tips from your buddies ragging you. That's Craig Nagy's buddy. Right now, Justin Thaler has no friends. He is up front all by himself with Jason Phillips and Ian Silva. Jason Phillips takes over second, and we're back to live racing. We head down the back stretch one more again.
Yeah, these guys all got new tires, well, except the 2. So the 88 and the 51 are on new tires from 2 cautions ago. I'm kind of impressed with the 2 being able to hold it out front like that. Jason Phillips wants this lead.
Definitely wants points for leading a lap. I don't think we've seen the 88 in front yet.
Yeah, no wins yet for the 88 in the Truck Series League, but he's probably my pick for the next driver to get their first win. He seems to always be running in the top 5. He's always right there. He's bound to get a win eventually here.
I'm with you. Could not agree more. Pretty likable guy too. Is great on the chatter. His sim rig is incredible. If you haven't seen the pictures on the rig pics page, just ask him. He's got shakers set up, lights, Philips Hue lights. When he goes under a bridge, the whole room dims. Insane.
Ian Silva fighting to his outside here. Involved in that wreck on lap 1, back into the top 3. They're looking at maybe going 3 wide again behind him. Every time I see that, I'm like, no, don't do it, don't do it. I don't want another caution.
You can hear the tension in your voice rise. Robert Sanders on the outside of Ian Silva, then Lee Kiernan, and the 5 that we're riding with has now got Dustin Reinstedel in his rear view. Dustin Reinstedel on the inside.
Yeah, so he's got new tires from this most recent stop. So out of all these drivers here, Dustin Reinstedel's got the freshest set of tires, and he wants to use them.
Let's see what riding with fresh tires looks like.
On the outside of Ian Silva up to 4th place. Looks like he's going to follow Robert Sanders right past Justin Taylor for the lead here.
Makes it look easy.
Robert Sanders is on new tires from that last stop as well. So the 11 and the 6 are both on the freshest tires.
Good look at the number 2 RFK as the 11 Cancer Sucks machine goes right by him.
Robert Sanders, our new leader.
That's right.
Led the league with six wins last season. Looking to get his first win of this season. It's going to be tough, though. There's a lot of good drivers out here and a lot of unknowns.
So the race for the lead and the race for most laps bonus points will add up too. I think that's another thing Dustin Reinstedel is known for, getting as many bonus points as he can throughout the season, every race.
And also this season now, there's also a bonus point for the fastest lap of the race, which currently CJ Barzak has.
Way to go, CJ. A lot of racing left, but one of our road guys, CJ Barzak. Good on you, sir.
Another change we have with the rules this season, too, is for the incident points. You used to get 5 bonus points if you had a 0x in the race. Now it's only 2. So equivalent of it used to be 5 positions worth of points, now only 2 positions worth of points. I think maybe some of these guys are putting more on the line, knowing that they don't have as much bonus points to lose if they do end up getting into somebody.
Right. Open it up to be a little bit more aggressive instead of...
Yeah, I think so.
Points. Yeah.
Only losing 2 points, you can make that up. Especially if it's for the win.
All right. So it looks like Jason Phillips and Justin Taylor have survived that group of guys that came through with tires.
Yeah, falling back 6th place, 8th place here. They should be fine, unless we somehow go green the rest of the way. Then they might be in a little bit of trouble being a little too much off sequence with these guys, but doing okay for now.
Glickner looking for a way around the inside of Justin Taylor. Justin Glickner in the MGV. Still holding strong on the outside is Taylor.
The 19's back too after being nose first in the wall not too long ago. Fighting back in the top 10. Keith Hurlbut just clears Justin Taylor there. It's for 7th place.
It's a good looking paint on the 19 truck, I have to admit. Looks mean, looks fast. Red wheels. Letting it eat.
Nick Aslin's still towards the back here. Kind of surprised by that. Usually he's running in the top 5, but you know, he was involved in that incident with the 7 earlier and just hasn't been able to make his way back up to the front, or to the front at all really this race.
He did take tires at lap 60, so I agree. I don't
Could
think
be strategy.
Yeah. Kyle Ryan side by side now.
First race for Kyle Ryan, number 13. Brendan Hornish in the 77, one of our newer drivers as well.
'77 hangs on to it. I like the old school numbers on the 77.
Yeah, me too.
Couple of pitters, Hopper. Michael Harris, I'm not sure how long they've been in there. Sorry about that. I just saw the red. Nope, they're on their way out. Lap down though. I'd love to see some green flag cycles if we can. No change up front. Robert Sanders, still your leader.
Yeah, we never really got to a full run on any of these sets of tires and see how these trucks drive with a 30 lap set of tires on them. So hopefully
Right.
they keep it green the rest of the way here.
It's one of the closest battles on the track. Justin Glickner, Keith Hurlbut, and Ian Silva.
It's a battle for 5th place right here. So Ian's got about 10 to 20 lap older tires than these 2 guys behind him, so he's probably holding on for dear life, trying to keep him back there.
So far, so good.
It really is impressive. Knowing how much these tires wear, you're looking at about a full second of wear over the course of the tire life of a full run. So it's hard to keep anybody back with even 5 laps difference on your tires. So 10 laps and 20 laps, that's impressive that Ian's able to stay in front here. Nothing really going on up front. Our 2 leaders, Sanders and Reinstedel, still have about a second lead over everybody else. Now Nick Aslin's coming into the picture right behind these guys in 8th place. So we'll see if he was maybe doing some extra tire saving there and see how easily he might be able to pass these guys.
The race for the lead is heating up.
Yeah, Dustin's closed back up to the bumper of the 6 here. The 6 can be a little bit more aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's burned up his tires a little bit more. They did pit at the same time, so Dustin might have been doing a little more saving. It's just a bit easier to do when you're the car behind. But now he wants to take the lead. Looks like the 88 and the 2 had come to pit road. They're now a lap down. the 51's on pit road right now, as well as the 5. So looks like we actually are getting a green flag run.
Love to see it. There's the 88 making his way back on track with new tires. We'll keep an eye on his lap times.
45 of Lee Winters have all come to pit road, so a lot of these guys have different amounts of fuel, so we might see these guys up front stay out another 10 laps or so, but green flag pit stops are starting here.
Kyle Ryan looking up at Ron Schamer.
They're taking tires too, so I think you can make it on fuel to the end of the race from here. So I would say come to pit road, take 4 tires, and see where you can get up to for these last 30 or so laps.
Glickner looking inside Hurlbut. Not this time. Nick Aslin has caught up to him.
Yeah, it might be close on fuel for some of these guys. I see the 51 and the 88 both pit on lap 82. So that would mean that they need to run 31 laps on a tank, which you really only get about 28 to 29. So they might have to do a little bit of saving on this run. But if anyone pits now from here, they definitely make it to the end on fuel. McFasson looking to the inside of the 21. That's for 5th place. He takes it from him.
Good driving by both of those guys, to be honest.
It looks like Dustin Ronstall's trying to take that lead away again. Well, he's slipping back a little bit now.
Tech mode.
He was right up on his tailgate again. Smoke coming off one of those trucks. I'm assuming it's the sick. I don't know if it's coming out the window or from the tires.
Probably both. It's all good. When are they going to pit? Their last stop was number 60. So we're looking at like 85, 25 to go.
Yeah, they probably stay out to, run close to 30 laps, but I wouldn't stay out too long just because you know that there's guys that have already pitted out tires can maybe make it to the end. You don't want to be running around on old tires for this long, as the 6 is coming to pit road right now. Number of cars in. 19's in pit road. 13 of Kyle Ryan. So at this point, if I'm Dustin, I'd probably come to pit road.
Right.
On the same strategy as the 6. You don't want him to get too much of an advantage on those new tires.
I'm with you 100% on that one. And if he does, that would put the number 10 truck back in front, in which case I would also come in, and he does.
Yeah, the 10 and the 11, both on pit road.
48.
So 48. Everybody's coming to pit road.
Yard sale. Next one will be Ron Schamer. He comes in.
Yep.
Ian Silva, does he come in?
Everybody looks like they pit now. So Ian Silva now has the lead out of the people that can potentially make it to the end on fuel, but he's likely got to do a little bit of fuel saving here. And Robert Sanders is not too far behind him. We'll see where the 11 comes out. See the 10, 11 coming off pit road right now. 51 will easily pass by them. They're going to have about 8 to 10 lap fresher tires than he does, and more fuel. If this call works out for Ian Silva, that's a really good strategic move. I didn't even think that he'd come out of this with the lead, but I guess you know, 8 laps running potentially half a second to a second faster than those guys, you can make up a lot of time.
Yeah. Well, Dustin Reinstedel and Robert Sanders are the ones now that have to make up the time. And if Ian Silva can make it to the end, they're saying, Ozzy, good on you.
He finished second in points last season. Only had 1 win, but definitely was a contender in quite a few races.
Pole sitter, from what I remember, especially the last half of the race, it seemed like he was locking out the pole every week.
Yeah, 9 poles last season, so he's the Ryan Newman of our league here.
No, he's the Ian Silva of our league here.
Okay, sure.
Ian Silva. It's all good. No, that's a great reference. Ryan Newman, known to be Mr. Pole. I'm sure Ian would take that as a compliment.
Thunder from down under.
You have to deal with Robert Sanders and Robert Sanders. Dustin Reinstedel lost 2 seconds to Robert Sanders during that pit cycle. But if we can.
Yeah, so Robert Sanders definitely closing in on him here.
Yes, he is.
But perhaps Ian's just saving his stuff to have more of a fight. But it looks like Robert's going to the outside here for the lead. Might be able to drive right by him.
Not sure what happened to Dustin in the pits. He lost 3 seconds. The stop time in the box was almost exactly the same, but
yeah, maybe just that 1 lap extra. Because he still came out ahead of the 10, which they're right around each other. So he's gaining a little bit on them now that they're running side by side with each other, kind of holding each other up doing that. But if you're Ian, you don't want to give up the lead because you don't know if you're going to have a chance to get it back here.
Honestly, if you're not in the top 5, you're not really in the conversation. So maybe Ian was just playing it safe, playing his cards. Now that things have kind of calmed down, everybody's kind of...
it was the right call for sure. He wasn't... I mean, I don't want to say anything bad, but he wasn't really a top 5 speed, it looked like. Had that incident on lap 1, had to use a fast repair, so... Got to try something different. It got him the lead. Doesn't look like it'll get him the win this time, but it's definitely worth a shot.
Nicholas Aslan has got around Justin Glickner. Glickner wants that spot back. This is for 6th place. Glickner in the Miller Genuine Draft going under Eric Thaler. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, these guys came in the pits together and came out together as well. Nick Aslan now leading this pack of 3 trucks. Lee Kiernan in the 5 made up a bunch of time on that stop as well. He's now in 4th place. Running all by himself. No pressure from behind really from the 10. Still got a nice gap.
Coming up on 15 laps to go, or this is 15 laps to go. 14 to go next time by.
Yeah, the 11's 1.3 seconds back from the 6 right now. It's not really changing lap to lap, so again, I don't know if the 6 is pushing a little too hard. Whoa, as the 10 gets loose off turn 4 there.
Wow, yeah, he did. Well, 11 got around Ian Silva. And now...
down to 1.2 seconds. So he's gaining on him a little bit, but, a 1/10 of a second every couple of laps is not going to be enough to chase him down. So something's got to change here if he wants to win. Kyle Ryan going a lap down. Still a decent run for his first race. Dustin getting a little bit more now. It's down to a 2nd behind the 6 of Robert Sanders. We might get there. 12 laps to go. Just over a second or just under a second now. It's going to be close. If there's no cautions, I feel like they're going to be right on each other once we get to the end of this race.
You have to really work, and Robert Sanders trying to take it easy, play conservative. Now is not the time.
Yeah, the 51's on pit road. So maybe he realized he's not going to be able to make it on fuel and pulled it in, but he just pit from third or fourth place there.
Not for lack of trying, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be close. You can maybe save a lap of fuel here, but saving 2 to 3 or whatever he had to do, it's going to be tough. I think that's what we see the 2 and the 15 trying to do, and that's why they've backed off the pace so much as well, as they're going to be short on fuel.
Keith Hurlbut and Lee Kiernan are going at it. At least you mentioned was in 5th. He's dropped back to 7th after Keith Hurlbut goes by. And Lee's in the 5 truck up high as Ian Silva comes out of the pits.
Yeah, Lee pit 1 lap after Ian, so 1 lap less to save, so he might be able to make it, but he seemed to be pushing pretty hard at the beginning of that run. I'd be surprised if he can save that amount of fuel with 10 laps to go now.
Kiernan goes around Hurlbut on the outside, or tries to. This is 4th position. We think everybody's good on gas.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, Jason Phillips as well pitted around the same time. He's towards the back of the lead lap, so these guys have really backed off the pace, trying to save those few laps that they need. Meanwhile, the 11 has got it down to just about half a second.
And the 6 is in traffic. Justin Thaler stays high, lets him go.
Yeah, so those two trying to save fuel on the outside there. Leader's getting around them. 0.3 of a second now that the 11's behind the 6. It's going to be interesting.
Dustin Reinstedel is on a mission. He's trying to push that gas pedal through the floorboard.
You got last season's driver with the most wins and last season's champion. So definitely 2 guys that know what they're doing out here, and they're going to be battling it out for this win.
That's what the Robert Sanders deck lid looks like. It's probably what his face looks like under his.
Yeah, looking in his rear view, when you see the 11 on your bumper, your eyes might look like that.
Yeah, it's sweat dripping down his forehead.
It's just 0.2 of a second now that the 11's back. I thought it might take till the end of this race for him to catch him, but he's there. 6 laps to go. He's right on his tail.
Dustin Reinstedel on a mission.
Outside. Not quite there yet. Yeah, definitely seems like the 6 has used up his stuff a little bit more.
Shake and bake.
Make that truck as wide as he can to block any run that the 11 can get, but 5 laps to hold the back of charging number 11, it's going to be hard.
On the apron, they both go. Dustin Reinstedel spits fire out of his exhaust as he lifts for the corner and gets right back on at mid-corner, trying to get all the power he can off the exit in the slipstream down the long backstretch into the 20-degree banking of turn 3 and 4. One more time, coming up on 4 to go.
Yeah, he got to his bumper, but it seems like you can't do much with him. I think he's either going to have to get a pretty good run from the draft or hope, Robert makes a small mistake and has to lift a little bit.
Traffic could play a factor.
That too.
See, there's an Ed of Sanders. Kind of hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, it looks like maybe they got a little bit of clear sailing.
Up ahead.
Probably won't come on anyone else for the rest of the race. Coming to 3 laps to go here.
Mano y mano. Man to man. You and your truck and your 4 tires. Driving by the seat of your pants. Dustin Reinstedel trying to chase down Robert Sanders. He's caught him. He's reeled him back from 2 seconds. Can he finish it? Can he finish him off here?
Ryan Siddle's got to be sizing him up, trying to find a weakness, any way that he can maybe at least get side by side with him to make this a little bit more even. But 2 laps to go. He's running out of time.
If I'm Robert, I'm going to make Ryan Settle pass me on the outside.
Yeah, the 6, he's just hold it to the inside line. Don't slide up at all. You might be able to get this win.
If he does, he's going to hold off one of the best in the business, a multi-series champion with Midwest Motorsports, Dustin Reinstedel. Goes to the outside now. On the apron is Robert Sanders. He's not clear enough to get a full turn.
Side by side. Final lap of the race.
Hangs high as they take the white flag. Robert Sanders is still not clear enough to go wide and block them. They go side by side down the long backstretch.
Yeah, he's got to run.
Race for the lead, for the win. Can Robert
Still
Sanders,
side by side.
Dustin Reinstedel carries momentum off of turn 4. We're going to have another photo finish in the Midwest Motorsports iRacing League. It is going to be Dustin by a nose.
That is impressive.
Oh my goodness. Another side-by-side finish in Midwest Motorsports history. I don't know if we can take many more of these, Trevor.
Yeah, another last lap pass for the lead as well. Dustin got the perfect run he needed off of turn 4 and just got around the 6 on the outside at the line there.
That is the finish for Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. Dustin Reinstedel over Robert Sanders. Nicholas Aslan was the great 3rd place. Awesome running, man. I'll pull up the results and let you call it from the bottom. We had a couple of drop-offs, but great crowd tonight. Thanks to everybody for showing them up. All you, Trevor.
All right, so yeah, a couple drivers didn't finish the race, but of our guys that made it to the end, at 20th place we had the 55 of Craig Nagy. 19th place, ultra fuel saving mode didn't quite work out. 15 of Eric Thaler. 18th is the 45 of Lee Winters. 17th is the 13 of Kyle Ryan in his first race. 16th was Chris Thaler. 15th was Norm Snyder. 14th, CJ Barzak. 13th was Jason Phillips. The fuel saving did not quite work out for him as well. The 12 of Justin Thaler also on that fuel saving strategy. The 2 of Justin Thaler finished 12th. 11th is Ian Silva. For your top 10, Lee Kiernan was able to save enough fuel. He finishes 10th. James Olavison, another top 10 run for him, finishes 9th. Ron Schomer in the 97 was coming home in 8th place. Brendan Hornish in the 77 finishes 7th. Keith Hurlbut, another great run for him, 6th place for him. Michael Samia, last week's winner, brings it home with a top 5 this week. 4th place, Justin Gluckner in the 21. And your top 3 that we'll be interviewing coming up here is Nick Aslan in 3rd, Robert Sanders in 2nd, and your winner is Dustin Reinstedel.
Incredible racing once again from our Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. Just awesome racing from the beginning to the end. Trevor, great show again. I think it's because you're in the booth with me that these guys have stepped it up, man. So thanks again. First of all, let's talk to our 3rd place finisher, Nicholas Aslan. Nick, it's James and Trevor. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, you had to work hard for that one. You got involved in some argy-bargy fender benders early, and then talk us through the rest of your race, man.
Yeah, that was definitely a wild one, but I was really glad to see us, go green there at the end and get a green flag stop in. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if other people had the same issue, but man, I was just killing my right front. And it was just a really tough thing to battle because you had guys that were just pushing hard, and I feel like you lose too much track position if you didn't push hard with them. So it was kind of a tricky thing that you had to balance where it's like, all right, let me save my tires a little bit. But then also they drove away pretty well, and when we were getting all those cautions and stuff, it was just kind of screwing me over because it was like trying to save, and it's like we get a caution and everyone gets back equal on tires. So yeah, I had that pit I had the pit lane start. I don't know what the incident was. Yeah, Ian Silva, he said it was on him, and that definitely bailed me out there at the start. Almost died. Almost had a code brown when he he came back down the track to pit after he was up in the wall. So it was far too an eventful lap one that I would have hoped for. And then yeah, the incident with I think Jason, I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, but he said it was on him. He didn't know I was outside, so hate to get involved in something like that, but I'm very, very satisfied with a P3.
You had to come through the middle of the pack more than once. A lot of 3 wide racing tonight. Were you surprised to see him going 3 wide?
I was, and I was backing out at almost every 3 wide opportunity I was in. I did not want to put myself in that situation. I tried not to send it 3 wide really at all. I was trying my best to not go 3 wide. Like, I don't know. I just knew we'd keep having yellows at some point, and I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at this point in the race to be going 3 wide like that. And I get there was some different tire strategies that people were on, but it's like, let's just calm down. Let's calm down. So it's a little early. So either way, tiptoed through that race the best I could. And yeah, I'm happy with a P3 after last week's truck race, which I ran well, but not happy with the finish from last week.
Well, you did great, man. You made up for it. Nice podium tonight. And again, glad to have you in the truck series, man. Thanks for animating the race. We'll look for you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's Nick Aslan. Up next, Robert Sanders, P2. Trevor, what you got for Robert?
Well, we thought you were going to win there. You had probably the better strategy on when to pit, and you came out with a sizable lead, but Dustin was able to chase you down pretty fast, but it seemed like you were able to hold him back once he got to you. So what were your thoughts running through those final 7 laps there once Dustin got to your bumper on how you might be able to hold him back?
I mean, you hit it on the head. I thought I had a pretty good gap when I came out of the pits, 2 seconds from, it was like 2.2 when he came out the pits and got up to speed. I got into a little bit of traffic, slowed me down a little bit, but I think just really pressing on them cold tires at the beginning after that pit stop, trying to keep that gap kind of messed me up at the end because we still had about 20 laps. But anyways, he slowly closed in on me. Wasn't much I was going to be able to do about it. I think that last lap I probably should have slid up in front of him instead of letting him get his nose in and get beside me in 3 and 4 there. But yeah, he deserved that one. He fought that one nice and clean, and he got me there. Squeezed me on the bottom. I couldn't get I couldn't get an exit. I was having, like Nick said, 3 and 4 is kind of tough once his tires got a little older. If you really didn't get down in the seam, it didn't want to hook. If you got off the seam a little bit, it just wanted to push really hard. That was a great race. I know I said it 3 wide quite a few times, but yeah, here we are.
No
Good
shame
race,
in
though.
trying, man. You got to keep your foot on it to rip the lip.
Oh yeah, I was in voice chat with a couple guys. I told him he's like, somebody said something about 3 wide. I was like, well, I'm probably somewhere around there if you hear that. And I was like, if you just stay in your lane, I'll get through there. Don't
Nice
do nothing stupid.
2
Hold it
second
straight.
place finishes to start off the season.
Yeah, that was a rough one, man. I thought I had it there, man. Old Dustin, man. He can't never kill that dude out. He's always lurking.
Yeah, he is. Well, let's talk to him. He's right here. Congrats on a
Yes,
great
sir.
race, Robert.
Yeah,
Dustin,
thank you, man. Y'all have a great Memorial Day.
Congrats.
you too, Robert. Dustin Reinstedel with the win. Great show, man. Congratulations, Dustin.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That might have been probably one of the top 2 or 3 races in the truck series that I've been a part of. I mean, it was caution fest through the first, I don't know, 70 laps, something like that. But those last 50 were just as good as it gets.
I agree. Was the final 0.0 or 0.3 between you guys?
I think it was like 0.06. I think I got him by like half a truck.
0.07 I show here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, somewhere in there. It was tight. But yeah, what he said coming off of he was driving it way better in 1 and 2 than I was. Like I almost think I went in there a couple times right on his bumper, and maybe I was just letting off a little too much because I was trying to let off just a little bit. I would almost like get off the gas, and as soon as my foot came up, I would go back down just to point the truck. And the way I was doing it in 3 and 4 was working big time, but I was giving up like 2/10 a lap in 1 and 2. And I knew on that last lap, once he kind of left that top lane open, the only chance I had was to try to keep next to his right rear. And like he said, if he'd have come up and came up in front of me on the backstretch, I don't really know what I would have done. I probably would have just rode behind him and took the second. Maybe tried to drive it in on 3 and 4 high as hard as I could, but it's just so hard once you get out of that bottom groove. If you're not already arcing the corner, if you go in deep in 3 and 4 high, you're not going to make it out. You'll smoke the wall. So that was kind of the only scenario I had there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
when
saw
you're
the- Go ahead, Trevor.
sorry, I was just going to say, once you got to him with about 7 laps to go and you're riding behind him, and I guess maybe kind of realize that you aren't just going to be able to drive right by, are you, thinking of a plan of action for these final few laps? Or are you just staying where you are and hoping that he slips up a little bit?
Well, I tested with like 3 or 4 to go. I tried to go to the bottom out of 2, and he went, probably about to the middle of the track. So I knew that no matter what, he wasn't going to give up the bottom, which is that's how I race this track too when I'm trying to keep somebody behind me. I honestly thought the bottom would keep the better run out of turn 4 there at the end, but just tried to make it as close as I could. And that's about as clean of a close finish as you can get in the stock cars for sure. So that was great.
Yeah, you made it
Absolutely.
exciting for us to watch for sure.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
pit strategy. I was gonna follow him in because that was definitely the right. I was about to go in, and then he keyed up, but I had just caught him, so I knew he was kind of struggling in 3 and 4 a little bit, and that's where I was catching him at. So I kind of wanted at least like a 1 or 2 lap tire advantage just to help me get back up there. But when I came out and it was like 2.3 seconds or something like that, I didn't think it was ever gonna close. I think him and Ian kind of raced for about 1 lap too long. He couldn't get around him in one clean pass. It took him like half a lap. I think that kind of helped me get within that wake to try to close in on him.
We saw the bottom being the dominant passing lane almost all night, and then towards the end of the race, that second lane really opened up once you had the overlap on his rear bumper. Sticking it on the outside was the only way around after that, and you did it. Classic Dustin Reinstedel, never give up attitude, man. Congratulations on putting up on a show again, Dustin. Thanks, man. Anything you want to say before we let you go?
Just got to win in the Cancer Sucks car, so as always, just dedicating it to my mom. So happy to get another win in that one. It's been a while in this paint scheme, and put in a lot of work trying to get everything copied over from Toyota to Chevy. But then thank you guys too. Can't wait to go watch the broadcast back again. Trevor, good to see you in here. Wish you're out here racing with us still, but pretty cool that you're branching out and joining the broadcast crew.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Thanks for making it interesting for us.
For sure. That's your race winner from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Race number 2 is in the books. For Trevor Mack, I'm James J. Thanks to all the Midwest Motorsports admins for making this league possible. Reminding you to stay in your lane.
And I approve of this message.